Good morning and welcome back for another video. This week we're going to be making a dessert, if you can't tell. We have an orange tree in our backyard. It is full of oranges, so I'm trying to figure out things to use the oranges for. I was looking up recipes and I found one for something called orange dream bars, and they're essentially like a lemon bar but with orange instead of lemon. So let's go ahead and just dive right into it. This is what they look like when they're completed. Hopefully this is what they're going to look like. This is from the website where I found the recipe. So the lemon bars, orange dream bars, whatever we're gonna call them, they consist of a crust and then the filling, essentially. We're gonna start with the crust. The first thing we need to do is take a cup of butter, which is too thick, and put it in the mixer for however long it takes for it to get like nice and creamy. And then the recipe says to just add all the rest of the crust ingredients, add it to the mixer with the butter, and it should all come together as a dough. Half a cup of sugar. I think I'm gonna blend it as I go just because I feel like it'll mix a little bit better that way, but I don't know. But I think I'm gonna add the sugar and the salt together. So this is 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And then the last ingredient for the crust is 2 cups of all-purpose flour. And I'm just gonna mix the flour in on a low speed at first until it gets going. And then once it's kind of mixed in, then I'll turn it up because I don't want a flour bomb in my kitchen. So it's all come together pretty much. It's just stuck in the beaters because I used the whisk attachment for some reason. Probably should have used the paddle. I did what I did and I can't turn back now. And that is pretty much it for the crust. It's sort of like a shortbread kind of crust. There's no orange flavor in the crust at all. It's all in the stuff we put on top, the filling. So now preheat the oven to 350. Mine's preheated already. Then take a 9x13 dish, line it with parchment paper, and then spray it with some oil. And then just put this in there, spread it out with your hands or a spatula until it's nice and flat, and then we'll pop it in the oven. This is always the hardest part for me, especially with the parchment paper in there because it doesn't stay down. It's a little frustrating sometimes, but we'll pull through, we'll get it. And then this layer is pretty thin, so don't be shy with pushing it around everywhere. So I've got that all pressed into the pan, nice and even. We're gonna put the crust in the oven all by itself for 18 minutes at 350 degrees. You wanna come back a couple minutes before you take it out, probably like 5 minutes, and then we'll put together the filling so that we can have it ready while the crust is still hot. So I lost track of time a little bit. My timer just went off, so I'm gonna pop it out of the oven. The directions did say to pour the filling right on top of the hot crust, so we're gonna move quickly with this next step. So we need a blender. I don't have a regular blender, but I do have the Ninja blender, and I'm just using like the food processor attachment. Hopefully that's fine. So it says just to add everything in here, blend it up until it's smooth, and then pour it over top. So it should be pretty quick. The first thing we need is half a cup of fresh squeezed orange juice. Obviously, I use the oranges from my backyard, so this is fresh squeezed. Half a cup of orange juice, 1 teaspoon of orange zest, half a teaspoon of baking powder, 1/4 cup of flour, 4 eggs, and 1.5 cups of granulated sugar. And then just pop the lid on and blend it until it's smooth. So that was really, really quick. Hopefully this is still warm enough. And then I'm just gonna pour this right on top. It looks like scrambled eggs, and it is 4 eggs, so that doesn't surprise me. But there's oranges in there, orange zest, and orange juice. I've never even made lemon bars before, so this is a total first for me. So I do see little pieces of the orange zest, but I think that's good. Let me know if you have a regular blender and if you try this, if you see the orange zest or not. All right, and then we pop this back in the 350-degree oven for 20 to 23 minutes, it says. It says until the orange filling isn't jiggling anymore. Very carefully, because it's liquid. All right, they are all done. So it jiggles a little. So I put them in for the 20 minutes and they're still a little jiggly, so I'm gonna leave them in there for probably 5 more minutes and pop them out then and see what they look like. Hopefully they're set. Once you do that, you have to let them cool completely, and then you dust them with powdered sugar just to give them like a little snow effect. And then you slice them up and they're ready to go. And that's really it. All right, they are cool. And now we can sprinkle some powdered sugar on top. There we have it, and you can just slice them up with a knife and then send them to wherever you're going. Thanks for tuning in this week, and I will hope to see you next week. Don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Let me know if you decide to make some orange dream bars. See you next time. First thing we have to do is take the hair off of our shoulder.